But as far as like when everybody went to argue and do all that, I'd just be looking like, I'm not doing all this rah rah with y'all. At 10 years old, I decided enough was enough. There's too much rah rah going on in the house. I'm not rah rahing with y'all. We're done. So what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Kyrie Rashid Show, and I'm so glad that y'all decided to come back for more. So, what is up? What is up? As you can see, we got our hair redone. We got my highlights retouched up because they were grown out. And then we got a little flat iron because I needed a little trim. I still need more of a trim. But we wait until it reverts back, till it gets curly again, and then we're going to cut it some more. Shout out to my friend Mariah for getting me right, because if she would have got me wrong, I'd be bald right now. I'm almost there. But, no, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, that's what's up. And I just been doing a lot of big girl shit, for real. Like, y'all bought my plates to the car, and these are things that people don't talk about. Like, what do you mean it costs $400 for some plates? What do you mean? And it better not cost that much again. I don't understand. I don't understand why it costs that much. And like, I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't have them, but it costs that much. Okay. And then I was looking at like the little itemized receipt on it, right? It's talking about a marital fee and all this stuff. I'm like, bitch, I'm not married. I'm single. So why do I have this fee on here? I don't get it. And it's like, you couldn't take it off. So these are things that I don't understand, but I am doing. I also got myself a gym membership. Now, if you know me, we just find a way to get things done and get into gyms without memberships. I've been doing that for a minute, man. And, basically relying on a lot of people to get me in. And now that I have a car and I have more ownership over my life, I said it was time to take ownership in the gym because, like I said in the last one, he don't want no puppy, he want a big dog. And if I'm gonna be a big dog, I can't be relying on getting in the gym, if so-and-so going or not. Because at the end of the day gonna start with me in the gym. And regardless who's coming with or who isn't coming at all. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to take more ownership over that. This is probably gonna be another episode, but just like doing stuff for myself more. So like getting the hair done. Yeah, that was one. But like just starting to do like little things, like another thing for my car. So apparently, everybody got a name for their car and like should have a name for their first car. I don't got one yet. So if y'all got some suggestions, go ahead, throw them out there. People keep telling me that Subarus, because that's what I have, are lesbian, like typical Portland and Colorado lesbian girl cars. And my godmom told me that she's seen one and thought of me because it had a sticker on it that said, yep, just me and my lesbian Subaru or something. And I'm like, okay. So I've just been going around taking a poll and asking everyone, is this what you think when you think of a Subaru? And so far, 100%. I'm like, I'm just not hip. I'm not hip, but hey, I don't care. I know who I am. And it is what it is. That thing gonna make it do what it do. So I'm gonna be up in that Subaru. Yes, I will. But other than that, anyways, I got off on a tangent. But like, getting some air fresheners for the whip, getting some hand sanitizer because I feel like I'm always in the car. I'm always touching balls, paws. That's what he said. Anyways, and I'm always around kids, so I need some hand sanitizer. What else? I get up in there, some wipes to wipe me down. Yeah, just little car stuff that you just be needing. I think I got like mints in the car. I got my car Vaseline my car lotion in there. You know, you gotta have a Vaseline in the room, you gotta have a Vaseline in the bathroom, Vaseline in the purse, Vaseline in the backpack, Vaseline in the car. Okay. Same thing with the lotions. That's just how it goes. But yeah, just doing more stuff by myself and for myself. So the hair was a big thing. Hair was a big thing. And then so on Christmas Day, I'm gonna see that movie, The Fire Inside Clarissa Shield, on Christmas because why not? You know, holidays. I ain't really tapped into the holidays. I'm gonna do like a little Christmas Eve thing out here, but I do be wanting to just like vibe. So I'm gonna go see that movie by myself. I ain't did that. I don't think I've ever done that. If I ever went to see a movie by myself, I don't think so. I don't think so. And it's Christmas, so who knows if it's actually gonna be like. I don't expect it to be packed, but I don't know because I really ain't been to the movie theaters either. Like I don't know when's the last movie that I saw. That might have been like college or something. So yeah, just doing weird stuff and probably gonna get a little cute little meal after that. If something's open, I might have leftovers, but just trying to get out the house more. And then I think I'm gonna like buy me a purse because here's the thing. I be doing stuff where I be like think about it, or look at it multiple times before I do it. And then I'll be like, fuck it, we ball. So, I mean, it is Christmas. So, what better way than to get a gift from myself to myself? Yeah. And I'm not really a gift person either. Just overall, the means of like, you not struggling, girl. You ain't got to operate like all survival all the time. You could vibe a little bit, just vibe. So I'm trying to vibe a little bit, and I've been going, grinding. Love what I do, but I really just be getting to it. I get up, go to the gym, and then I go to work, and then I be in the crib, and then like hanging out with friends and you know going out, like going to see them. Like I seen my friend Molly Roar. And we had lunch, and that was cute. And I'm like, girl, like I got a car now. We need to make sure we do this because I'm like, I didn't see her since the summer, and we're in the same state. So get it together and lock in. So yeah, that's really what's been up. Like we're doing a little bit of big girl things. Like you're 25, you're grown. Do more for you, boo boo. Do you? Speaking of doing more for me, I need to do my nails because they're not giving right now either. But hey, the hair is. Look, fun fact, off topic. When I was one of the white girls with their straight hair, it was like they always did this and did the tuck behind their ear, and I always wanted to do that, but it's like it didn't give what it's supposed to give. Even when I had a relaxer, like so, this is one of my favorite things to do now. I've been doing my curly hair too because I can. Anyways, after that whole tangent and whatever, because I said I probably should talk about that stuff in a different episode, but this episode is about being the bigger person, heavy on being the bigger person. Raise your hand if you're in the room and you know that you always the bigger person. That I am. That is me. Okay? Okay. So what happened is that I just so happened to be one of those people who have always been the bigger person. And usually when you're one of those people, you happen to be more mature than the people around you. I have been awarded or afforded one of those words of being more mature and being the bigger person damn near all my life. It's almost like if you knew better, you do better type shit. And I've known better for so long that those childlike tendencies or, maybe throwing a tantrum or cussing somebody out or just choosing the route that I would want to choose versus the route I know better to choose. I haven't chosen the road less traveled as many times as I've wanted to. Okay. Childhood really forced your girl to be the bigger person. We started in there when my mom wasn't feeling like doing mom stuff, you know what I'm saying? When she wasn't gonna figure out the food, when she wasn't gonna get the kids up to go to school, like you just handle it. Or I just handle it. And like arguments and all that stuff, like even when I think about my siblings, right? Because I stepped into the role of like being more mature and handling it, we stopped arguing, or I stopped arguing with them real early. I never forget, and my sister brought this up like a year ago, where we had been fighting, like literally like physically fighting and arguing or something. And I don't know if it was for real or if we was play fighting, and something in my brain was like, this is the last time that I'm doing this with them. And I went off on them, and like we had pillows, and I was mink, 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 cracking the fuck out of them with them pillows. And then didn't do it again. Didn't ever do it again. And when my sister told her, she was like, yeah, you was hitting us with the pillows. You don't remember that? And then that was the last time you ever did that. And I was young. Because I'm like, if I have to be the one, I can't be playing around with kids. I can't be fighting kids. You know what I'm saying? That's just my brain was thinking in a different manner, of course. But now that I'm able, I'm like, I'm too grown to be doing this stuff. And I was probably like 8 years old or something. Like, which is insane to think. Like, you think about, you know, all the fights and bickering or whatever. And mind you, I got triplet siblings, okay? Triplet siblings. And it's 3 girls and 1 boy. And like arguments and stuff, I stopped arguing with them earlier because I'm like, I just don't want to waste my breath. And am I really going to win the argument? You know what I'm saying? Now, yes, I did get over on times. Don't get me wrong. I was doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like when everybody went to argue and do all that, I'd just be looking like, I'm not doing all this rah rah with y'all. At 10 years old, I decided enough was enough. There's too much rah rah going on in the house. I'm not rah rahing with y'all. We're done. So like that's just an example of there was probably many times I could have got on their head or like fought them and overpowered them and did all that, but I just stopped. I just stopped because of life, and I just didn't want to do it anymore because I had bigger fish to fry at 10 years old. Then another example, like when you go to school, right? I had the persona of the golden child, the one who just did everything right. And of course, there's days when I didn't want to do everything right or when I didn't want to do. And I had friends, I had peers, I had other kids, even my siblings from time to time. Like, we talk about it, they would always get compared to me when they were like, we're not the same, but they always get compared to me because I had the golden child persona and they didn't give no fucks. You know what I'm saying? They just have a different demeanor than I do, where like they care, but like in a different way. Like me, I was very shy and reserved, which I feel like they're more reserved than shy, but also like you're not going to talk to them any kind of way and they're not going to have anything to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, I'd just be like, and make a face and just look blankly and then go on about my day and like they thought they did something. And I don't know who they thought they were talking to, but it just went one ear without the other because that's a battle I'm not willing to fight. Versus my siblings will get down. Will get down. That's probably another reason why I ain't never been in a fight. Because everybody gets down. They don't play. My siblings would have been right there. They get down. They don't play. Especially back in the day. They got down. They didn't play. But also I just think I have this demeanor. People think I just know how to fight. And I know how to do stuff. Or I give like, oh, she'll beat your ass. I'm like, I've never fought before. What if I'm just like a pretty girl who don't want to fight? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I almost got into a fight, and then I was taught if they don't hit you first, then there's no point. So I took that to heart, and nobody ever put their hands on me. So I'm like, I'm not gonna fight because if you want to put your hands on me, we could fight. If you're gonna hit me, then we'll fight. But if you're not gonna hit me, there's no point. So maybe that was a good lesson. Yeah, but anyways, sorry I keep going on tangents, but like, you know, the kids in my school, a lot of them I just feel like did whatever they wanted to do and however they felt like doing. And I just feel like I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't do that. If I was having a bad day, I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just had to go and be good. I couldn't go and be bad just because I felt like it that day, just because I didn't feel like doing no stupid schoolwork, just because the teacher was getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that. But what I did do is find sneaky ways to like get away with shit. hmm The ones, the ones who be, the oldest daughters, whatever. You gotta find your ways around to get away with shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. Now I was doing stuff, but was I getting caught by teachers and stuff? No, I wasn't getting caught. Or like I just would always position myself that if I was actually acting up, it never seemed like I was. So I was never in trouble. It just really never gave like that. And then the few times I did get caught, I was distraught. Back in the day, I was like, they caught me. I can't believe it. Like it was crazy when I got caught. But that was very few times. But I did just want to be acting up, y'all. There was a lot of stuff like, kids who come from stuff or come from the trench, right? Who come from the trench, get out the mud. A lot of them be mad. I be mad. And they act mad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want to be like that. I want to be like them. But I just never could act in those childish ways for real. It would never work out for me in that way. It never seemed like the better option out of the two. It wasn't going to get me what I wanted to get, if that makes sense. Everything was like strategic. Like if I wanted to go to a party later, but I wanted to act up, I wasn't going to go to the party later. So instead of acting up in front of everybody, I act up behind closed doors. And then I would go and be at the party doing what knows what. And nobody was checking for me or checking on me. Because I'm just a good girl who's going to figure it out and make her way home when she's supposed to and all that, which is true. But I got left alone a lot because of the way that I was just strategic. So there was a lot of shit I was out there doing that I probably shouldn't have been doing that they didn't know I was doing. You feel me? Like, I should have been in way more fights, way more arguments, way more everything if I wasn't the bigger person. The way my brain operates, it just has to be a testament to God. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of, like, I just always chose the bigger side. Now, there are very few times. This is a story I don't think I've ever told on the camera, but I've told people a few times where I've decided to be the smaller person, like, outwardly in front of everybody. And, like, it was a thing. So, and I always just feel like anger, or always felt like anger, or feel. One of them words. Anger and aggression and all that. It just was never going to get me what I wanted to get. So I would bottle it up and bottle it up to this day and then get mad. You know what I'm saying? So here's a story. In middle school, what had happened was me and this boy, we was cool. Mind you, I'm cool with everybody. Like, I'd be cool. I'd be like accidentally popular because when I was young, when I was in elementary, I wasn't popular. I was like nerdy with my little glasses, didn't talk. And then I got basically adopted into the popular group and then it hit it off from there. So I just always, like, I was the one who was popular, but like straight A's, played sports, didn't like, that type of gal. Anyway, so I'm cool with dude. It's crazy. I don't know what his intrusive thoughts won this day. His intrusive thoughts won. Let's just preface this story with that. And I think we had been like matching or something too. Like we both had on, like, we wore uniforms anyway, but we both had on like the same exact uniform. Like we both had on cargo pants with some Jordans and then like the same polo and then a cardigan. Like we was looking like twins in our uniform. And I don't know what got into his brain. I think it was like the end of school day. We was leaving out the back and I kid y'all not, right hand of God. I think we had gym. And back in the day, y'all, and gym, And the girls that get it. Like I just had started sports, but also they don't really be teaching you like, oh, you need to wear compression stuff. So I just had on my shorts and like underwear. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, my pants are down, and he pulls my pants down in front of a large amount of children. This is middle school, y'all, in front of a large amount of children. I look down, I look up, he's running, and I pull my pants up, and I start sprinting and taking off. Duh. Like, I'm gonna beat his ass, duh. Cussing. Mind you, I don't be doing that in front of people. This is a side they ain't never seen to me. My best friend at the time was out there. She's like, oh, I'm finna get this. I'm finna get him. So she running. As I'm running. I did pull my pants up. I'm running. And not everything was out, but like my underwear. But I was still like, what the? Like, it was very random, very confusing. I don't know what was going on. Really weird day. Really weird day. Like, it's forever ingrained in my mind. So I'm taking off. I'm like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna whoop his ass up. And all of a sudden, this arm just grabs me, swoops me in, like my legs kick back.
The nigga swung his body to the side,
And
that's
throw
how.
me into the fucking principal's office or whatever office. I'm like, no, let me go. I'm in there screaming. I'm in there tweaking out because what? Y'all, what just happened? What just happened? You telling me I got my pants pulled down in front of a large amount of people? And I'm one of the popular girls. I'm cool with everybody. I ain't never did nothing to nobody. Like, I'm the type, like, even like the nerdy people or the people who potentially get bullied or who are a little bit more outcasted, I be fucking with them too. Like, what do you mean? You just put my pants down? Okay. So I was tweaked out. I was cussing out. I was crying. I was pissed. My best friend was still chasing the little boy, was chasing him. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna call my mom right now because my mom, one thing about my mom, she's just a little bit ghetto, a little bit hood. Not a little bit, but a lot of bit. And one thing, she don't play. And as a one of the children who never had like you, I was never getting no calls home. And I was never you would so to get a call from me and I'm tweaked out and I'm mad and they're like, yeah, Kyrika's in here, she's okay, but this incident just happened. They're trying to do the situation. My mom's on the phone like, oh no, fuck that. I'm on my way right now. We finna get this little and da da da. And I'm like, yep, and I'm on her energy. Mind you, I usually want to de-escalate the situation because I'm like, no, mom, like, you doing too much. You're doing too much. Like, it's too much for me. Da, da, da. But at this moment, I said, absolutely not. He has to pay for what he did. He has to pay. So not only my best friend at the time is on her hunt, she come running back in, swearing like, I lost him, bro, but we finna get this. We finna get him on my mama. We finna get him, bro, because what the fuck is wrong with him? And blah, blah. So everybody's gassing me up, and I'm tweaked out, and the whoever the counselors or whatever is trying to talk to me and touch me. I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't care. And I don't get like this. So it's very different behavior for me. And I'm like, no, wait, just wait, my mom get here. Watch my mom get here. And then on top of her, we got my three goons. We got my siblings. Who's really ready to ride? I, when the funk really go down, down. What? Who's really ready to ride? Uh, uh. Yeah, when the funk go down. So they was on go too. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean? And it's like, because I'd be cool with everybody, like, everybody was on go and was looking at the boy like, what? It wasn't even like like, yes, it was embarrassing, but it wasn't like people were like, ooh, God, you got her pants pulled down. It didn't give that. It gave, everybody was like, what the fuck is his problem? Like, what just happened? Like, how I was, and thought he was weird. And thought he was weird. The story don't end there, y'all. So then, mom pulls up. She's like, so what y'all mean? This little boy, this little then let pull my daughter's pants down, and y'all didn't do nothing, and y'all just let him leave the school. No, y'all got me fucked up. Duh, duh, duh. Let's go, let's go. Me and my three, me and my four, let's go. So she's turned up too. We are now on a drive by. We are now in her, I don't know if it was a Bronco or that big old truck. 20 black Suburbans, we pulled up like Sunday service, so I think it was like a purple one, a dark purple one, and we was riding around the neighborhood. Because we was like, ain't no way this little boy done got far. I am turned up in the seat, and we got the windows down. Like, this is like, like the scene where it's like, Ricky, Ricky. And I can't even think of the name right now. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. And they up in the red car, and they got the windows low, and they searching. Mind you, it's daylight though, and this is how we look. It's me and my three siblings and my mom in this big old truck riding down the street looking for this little boy. And mind you, he should have probably got gone and got his little self on the bus. We found him. We sure did find him. And it was almost like, hey, there he go right there. There he go. There he is right there. He looks over, he sees us, starts trembling in his boots. And mind you, my mom might be like 6 feet. I think she's 6 feet tall. And she's a thicker woman. And then I got my three siblings, and me, we get out, and she's like, hey, come here. So you think it's, and start running up on him. So you think it's cool to be pulling little girls' pants down? Hemmed him up. Hemmed him up. And I'm in the back like, yeah, yeah. And the triple's like, yeah, let's get him. Like, everybody ready to beat him up. I think the police got called. I don't know who called the police. Police got called. Police show up on the scene. I don't even know. Maybe my siblings watch this and tell me how this part go down. But all I know is that the police came up and the situation had to be de-escalated. The boy who pulled my pants down was crying and shivering in his boots, and was crying and was scared. And when he seen the police, he thought he was going to jail. Going to jail now. And then like they separated us, and I was sitting like on like this pile of rocks, like just sitting there just pissed, like just doing whatever. And then something, my maturity and my conscience kicked back in. I dialed back in, and I was out of the tweak out. Mind you, we was ready to jump this boy. My mom, my siblings, and I was ready to jump him when the police came. And the police came, and they're like, so I hear this, I don't even know. They were saying some bull stuff. So like, what would you like us to do? Like basically trying to be on my side, like, what you want us to do to the little boy? I was like, well, he need to get scared, because I don't even know why he would do that. And I was going off at the mouth like, I don't understand. He pulled my pants down and ran away, and blah, blah, blah. He needs to be scared straight. And then I was like, but he don't need to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I didn't want to be in charge of ruining his life. And I locked back in. And then the police officer was like, well, I think he's pretty scared. I don't know. I might be dragging it. He might have took a little pee pee on himself, but he was scared. He was scared. And that's the thing. So that's one of the moments where, even in the midst of me acting, one, I feel like a normal reaction, but something that's like almost like an out of body experience where I was just like doing something that I really don't do. Like I allowed myself to get to the level of anger and frustration, and I usually don't. And I was in that mode, and then I had my goons who was also in that mode, who just was amping me up. And then I still, even in that moment, had the grace and said, you don't need to go to jail or nothing. Like, just scare them, and relaxed and locked back in and went on my mature side. And I was like, what? What? I know if you thought we was going to jump and beat him up, it didn't happen because the popo showed up. But that was crazy, wasn't it? That was a crazy time. I think I had another story. I got multiple stories, y'all. Okay, let me try to go in order, because that one was like middle school. This one I can think of is in college, and then I got one when I was playing pro, when I was overseas. Um, so in college, I had multiple roommates, right? And one of my roommates had a girlfriend. And, I feel like everybody, or most people, deal with this stuff with like roommate situations, moving girlfriends in, they're not paying rent. There's no conversation had. The girl's parked out in the parking spot. The girl's living there. She's there all the time. She's there when we're not even there. No discussions were had. Mind you, we kept it cute the whole time. And did I say, yeah, so my teammate, girl, so it was a girl. And it's like sometimes I think people be trying to let shit slide because we're all girls here. But I think no. Like, no, this is still your girl and we live here, we pay rent, and now all of a sudden she's living here. Then what really tweaked me out, because we kept it cute the whole time, like it wasn't a big deal, but then it became a big deal because like you're cooking, you're always there. Like she was showing up to like our open gyms and stuff too. It's like we can't get away from this girl. Like, don't piss me off. Then one day we come in the kitchen, she walking around the house in her underwear. I'm like, hey yo, like what's going on? What's really going on? And now most people could think, oh, we're all girls, like it is what it is. Yeah, to a certain extent. If my roommate would have been walking in her underwear and we was like that to where it's like, whatever, it's not strange for that. But for your girlfriend, okay, sure, we're all girls, but let's talk about if somebody had their boyfriend living in the house and he just came down in the drawers and was cooking in his drawers and stuff. That's like the Jody's mama when he was in the kitchen cooking breakfast, booty butt naked. What? Absolutely not. So she's cooking and she's just fully comfortable. Then what really sent it over the edge is that when they would be having sex or they'd be showering with the door open. Mind you, they was upstairs, but it's like we can hear all that. You're showering with the door open. Then we can hear you having sex almost every single time. Like one time, my other roommate, I wasn't there for this, amen. They was having sex so loud that she had to head out. She had to leave and go to somebody else's friend's house or one of our other teammates' house because they just don't give a fuck. And so then I said, no, a conversation needs to be had. It's going too far. Whole time we've kept it cute. We was like, hey, so then even our approach, we didn't even say the girl got to get out. We said, hey, can you maybe do some 50-50? Because she's always over here in our house, in our space, and she's just a little bit too comfortable. Can you maybe go over to her space for a few nights so that we can have our house back? Our friend slash teammate started to get in an uproar, get emotional, be like, I'm not gonna sacrifice my love to go stay in a twin bed and da da da. And this is a moment where I wasn't being the bigger person. Because I was upset. And usually I'm able to control my upsetness very well, but that's when I don't speak. When I don't speak, it's a little bit better. So then in the moment when she said, I'm not going to sacrifice I said, sacrifice your love in our space. And you moved the girl in and didn't notify us. And she's walking around in her underwear and y'all having sex loud as shit in our house that we pay for. What do you mean you're not going to say? And I started going off. And then she starts crying. And I'm like, what are you crying for? Like, I don't understand what you, because like, you're just so, and like, I don't understand. I'm like, what do you mean? You got a girl in our house. You didn't talk to us about it. She's in our shit. We got another roommate that we didn't ask for. And you didn't have no conversation with us. It's pretty simple, if you ask me. So I'm tweaked out. Nina, because she was a part of this too, is a little bit more on the calmer side, but I'm upset. My other teammate slash friend at the time starts crying, and that pisses me off because I'm like, what the fuck is you crying for? What is you crying for? And I'm like being mean and all this stuff. I said, all right, yep, bet you got it, and I walked off. Mind you, so we was at one of our facilities, our practice facilities. It was dark, and it was like late at night, and I didn't give a fuck. I left the premises because I'm like, I'm finna leave because you pissed me off and I'm finna say something that's hella me. And if I don't leave right now, like you're about to get it. You're about to get it. And they're like, wait, no. The friend's like, wait, no. Nina's like, Kai. And I just see red and I don't answer or respond. And I walk home. And it's like a good little 20-ish minute walk in the dark, cold outside after we didn't have to practice, but I didn't give a fuck. And they're blowing my phone up, calling me, and I'm not answering. And I'm just walking home pissed as shit. And then Nina's like, Kai, you can't do that. You can't just run off like that and not. And I'm like, no, because this shit is pissing me off. She's like, but it's dark outside and you're walking. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Mind you, when I'm in the stable mind and I'm not upset, I'm not gonna walk outside by myself. Y'all not gonna get me. That's how I feel. But I was pissed, so I didn't give a fuck. I did not care. And then I was just like, mm-mm. And then I told her, next time we hear you have sex, I'm just gonna step out and just start moaning and making both of y'all uncomfortable because you're making us uncomfortable, and I don't have time for this. So that's another story. Actually, multiple stories in college, and this was the time, and it was 2020. It was 2020, y'all, and it was like George Floyd and COVID had just got up, and we was at home. We didn't even know it was having season. There was a lot of stressors, right? And we was on a Zoom call with the team. Mind you, I'm one of like the team captains or whatever. I don't be tweaking out, but I did tweak out. I tweaked out multiple times because I just had enough. I just had enough. I had enough. So it was like during this moment, and it was giving very much like white tears, like, oh, what should we do? Like, it's a lot going on and we want to be there for you all, but like, we don't know what to do. Like, what should we do? And I just got pissed. And I'm like, first of all, everybody's, and a lot of my teammates were white and my head coach was white. And I'm like, I'm just like, what the, and I'm sitting there because me and Nina are on the same Zoom call. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is they talking about? Like, what should we do? Don't, they finna make me mad for real. Like, I'm really finna get mad. Like, well, maybe we should like, post this and do that and very performative type behavior that they're suggesting. So I'm like, beep, click thing. First of all, everyone's like, I don't even know what I said. Something about this is making me mad because we over here talking about doing all this, but it's being very performative and everybody needs to figure out what the fuck is going on. And you should probably like get informed first. You should probably go and read some books and read some newspapers before you're out here posting and knowing what the fuck is going on in this country before we get on here and act like we're just, oh, power to the people, when in reality nobody here is. And I'm going off, and like when I get there I'm crying too and I'm pissed. And then they're like, well, I don't know what they were saying, and I just kept going and didn't give nobody a breath. And then I left the Zoom call, and I had did that twice because another time they was talking about COVID, and it's like we don't know what the fuck going on with COVID. And I was labeled as a high risk person. We had another person on our team. She had her lung collapse. She's high risk clearly, and everybody's just out here. Motherfuckers are acting like they don't care. And so I clicked the thing again. I'm like, so it's just not making sense. Y'all don't care about us. Y'all don't give a fuck. You're out here just doing all this stuff. And it don't make sense. You got multiple high risk teammates. So do y'all not care? You don't care about your teammates? Okay, cool. Beep, left the thing again. Then I get a call from my coach. She like, Kai, you can't keep doing this. I'm like, doing what? You can't keep getting off the calls because you're upset. I'm like, well, everybody's making me mad, and it's everybody's selfish, and I'm just pissed. She's like, I understand that, and I want to be there. When which, uh, yeah, let me get into that. But it was just like comical because I'm like, I never act like this, but it's like when people be taking your kindness for granted, and I'm like, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I am trying not to lose my head. You feel me? I'm trying not to lose my head here, but you motherfuckers keep pushing me to the edge, and then once I get there, it just go. But it usually takes me a lot to get there. But in these times and in these moments, it's like once I get there, there's no turning back. Like don't try to, oh Kai, oh my God, everybody's scared. Oh, scary black woman getting angry when I'm never really angry. And then when I get there, it's like, oh my God, she's acting so crazy. I can't believe this. I'm like, yeah, well, you better believe it because I try to warn you, mother effers. I try to warn you about it before I do it because it takes me a lot to get there. And when I get there, I tell people all the time, once I speak, people not gonna want to hear what I want to say. Because most of the time it's that super hot fire. Okay? It's that real shit. People don't be wanting to hear it. Yeah, people rather be comfortable, rather be in fake comfortability and doing all this stuff. And when I open my mouth and you ask for my opinion and this, and that, and you want me to speak, and what I have to say is not, aiding to the audience, it's not, making sure everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me nothing. And that's why I keep my mouth shut. Let me see. I think I'm gonna do one more story. I feel like I've been doing so. What happened was for a minute. Um, what's my last story? Hold on. Oh, this last story, and mind you, I think I got a lot more stories. But grand scheme, I really don't be tweaking out as much as I should, and that's why I'm telling these stories. Like there are many more times that I should be tweaking out, and I don't, and I should. But anyways, so when I was overseas this past year, right, bro, he cool. He always ended up paying us our money. He always ended up getting us our money, but it was never on time. And then you supposed to get your flights there and home. That's the agreement. So we are at the end. We are like one of the final teams here. Everybody else is at home. So I don't understand what's going on. We already know. Did I tell the story before? I don't know. Maybe I have. But we already know that we're in the final game. We are the last two teams standing. Where's my flight home? Where's my flight home? At this point, there's no like waiting around to see or whatever this is and that. Where's my flight home? We're in the championship game, the last game of the season. Where's my flight home? You know what I'm saying? Where's my flight home? And that's what I just kept doing. Because, even when he was not giving us our money on time, like, so where's my money at? Like, and that wasn't tweaked out. That's just like a valid question. Like, where's my money at? And he's like, oh, okay, it's just about the money for you. I'm like, yeah, when you don't give me my money, then it's about the money. My money. I don't understand. Um, so yeah, we at the last game of the season, he's not getting the flights. And I'm like, so where's the flights? We're getting pissed. And then he's like, oh, I want y'all to be focused on the game. I don't want you to be thinking about flight home. We got to keep you dialed in. I said, first of all, and this is when I start going off because it had been going on and on about him getting the flights and he just kept bullshitting. I said, first of all, when I first got here, I was ready to go home and I still won you a bunch of games. So I don't understand what you're talking about. Where's my flight at? I've been wanting to go home. And look where you are now. We didn't took you places you ain't never been here before. And what do you mean? And we been wanting to go home. Nobody's just sitting here. Like, you can tell me, I was thinking about home when I first stepped foot over here. What do you mean? So get my flight. He's like, but we need you dialed in. I said, I'm always dialed in. I'm always dialed in. You're not going to keep us here. He's like, oh, well, you can just go back down with us. And I said, no, it makes no sense. You're not going to keep us here. We've been here for 7.5 months now. We want to go home to our families. We've done more than enough out here. You need to give us a fight. That's the agreement. Where's our flight at? And I will not play, and I'm not playing with you. And I don't do that. Okay? I don't usually give out threats like that. But I was texting my agent, firing off like, he acting like he's not going to give us our flights, and I'm not going to play, and and this and that. And I usually keep it cute. And I usually plan on playing, but I'm like, it's been 7.5 months. We're in the championship game, and you're not going to play about the fight. I said, after the game, we are staying up here. You're going to get us a hotel, and we're going to fly out the next day. That's what needs to happen. Okay? If you do anything else, I'm not playing in the game. And we're in the car, and this is happening with my coach. Two other teammates are in the car, as well as one of our like managers. And they are looking at me like I'm crazy, like scared because I'm an easy, chill guy. I'm just a chill guy. But once you get me there, it's a problem. And I'm calling my teammates. I'm like, I'm like, so and so, shouldn't he give us our flights? We've been here the whole time. We've done more than enough to him. We've done everything that he's asked. He tried not to give us our flights. And she's like, dude, come on, you gotta give him. And this is like one of the people he listens to. She's like, dude, come on, you have to give them their flights. Like, buy their flights. And he's like, okay, okay, okay. And I was like, because I'm not playing with you. And I ended up winning the argument that time. Because what do you mean I've been here for 7.5 months and you're not going to give me a flight home and you're going to try to force me to stay here for 8 months when I don't have to? No, absolutely not. Give me my stuff. Give my shit. For real. Like, we were the last team here on this country, in this country. Like, we're the last one standing. Give me my flights. And then they was texting our team group chat like, oh my God, Kai is in here. I forgot the terminology they use, but it's like going off on our coach. Like, it's actually scary. Like, she's really handing it to him, giving it to him. I'm like, cuz, bro, what do you mean? Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And then I just kept saying that. And they're like, and then afterwards, they were like, ooh, I don't want to mess with Kai. You better do what she says, or you better not mess with her. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'd be fine, but just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Just I don't be going off, but then y'all be making me go off. I don't want to go off unless it's dancing. Yeah. So the inspiration for this episode has come from events that have been happening currently about me wanting to be more immature and wanting to press the issue more than I have. But I just be in this constant battle of you know better and there's a certain way to act. Now, will I say I've done it correctly the whole time? Probably not. But there are things that are out of my control in this current moment that I would prefer for them to go another way than they have. And then I act accordingly. Um, so yeah, but then the part that really keeps harping on me is the connection to God that I've been trying to make, and being closer to Him, I can hear Him a little bit more, especially in the moments when I know better. It's like a guilty conscience, or it's like, nah, I want to cuss these motherfuckers out. Like, everybody got me fucked up right now. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna talk to them, and you just don't exist to me. And then the Lord be like, Kai, you need to love your neighbors. You need to love everyone. Give people grace. Treat them how they treat you, regardless of how you feel. And it's because I've read that and I've heard it multiple times. I'm like, man. So I'd go back and forth. And I just am in this position where it's like, I'm trying to stand on business and I don't know how to fluctuate. Like, I don't know how to be in that gray area. It's very black and white to me. Like, if I don't like something or if I don't like someone, it's very apparent. Very apparent. And I don't have a problem with that, even if it's uncomfortable, because I'm just a chill guy who's grown up in uncomfortable situations all the time. So it is what it is. We'll all just be uncomfortable. But then I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like God don't be wanting me to act out as much because I know better. But as far as like uncomfortability, I just always go through that because I'm like, no one's trying to make sure that I'm feeling comfortable or that my message is heard or that, you know what I'm saying? Or no one's considering me and my feelings. And then it's hard for me when I don't have my dogs in my corner at my access all the time. Like, yeah, phone calls and all that, but it's like, it's different. It hits different when you're in a different situation. And yes, I'm still blessed, but these are just real raw emotions. And I get upset about that a lot because it's like, it's not fair. It's not fair. Why do they get to act this way and I have to act this way? Why is that the case? Why do I have to accommodate and continue to accommodate for people who don't accommodate for me? And that's a very hard-hitting theme in my life. And I'm just like, they don't give a fuck about me, so why do I need to give a fuck about them? So I be on a very not giving a fuck timeline scale as well. Then just the balance of me saying something versus not saying nothing. Because I come from a strong coping mechanism is me not saying nothing. Like I said earlier, once I speak, you motherfuckers might not like what I have to say. And a lot of times what I have to say is that is real. But people don't like living in reality as much. We would rather just act like we're comfortable instead of actually working through the stuff and being comfortable. Or getting to a comfortable place, working to that place. Um, but also just like not holding my tongue as much and bottling things up as much as I'm used to doing is the other fight. But also, I just don't want wasted words either. Like, I don't want to be wasting stuff. So it's just a balance of me trying to figure out when is the time for me to speak and not speak. I do have people who respect my opinion and what I have to say around me, but a lot of times I choose, and I say this to them, I choose to not say anything because we don't fight. We might fight, and you might not like what I have to say, or you don't want to hear what I have to say because it's that it's that real shit. Simple as that. In saying all that, we're here to. So now I have a question, and I guess I just want to know: are you the bigger person in your life most of the time? And then, if you are, let's talk about some times that you decide to take the opposite route and be the smaller person. Because being the bigger person is very frustrating at times because you don't just get to act how you want to act or how others get to act all the time. So, yeah, that's what I want to know. It's been another episode of the Kairika Rashid Show. And like we said, he don't want no puppy. When we talk about he, we talk about him. We talk about big dog. He don't want no puppy. He want a big dog mentally as well. Okay, mentally, he don't want no puppy. He want a big dog, and that's what happens when you the bigger person. Okay, so yeah, shout out to all my bigger people out there. And if you the bigger person, thank you for tapping in. If you the smaller person, you get no. Just kidding. If you're the smaller person, you need to lock in because the bigger people are tired of always being the bigger person. I need you to lock in. But this has been another episode of the Kairika Rashid Show. Thank y'all for coming back for more Rocking with Your Girl. Get at me. Hey, 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 hey.